are once again for another Saturday. Press the pause on that. Morning! Morning. I can get that video. It's just don't do it too many times. I might get copyright strike or something. Yes, good morning, everybody. Well, we wait for people to actually get here. Twitch, Streamlabs still has only one person viewing. But yeah. No, Mark in Thailand. There he is, the one person viewing, isn't it? Mark in Thailand. G'day, how you go, Mark? Everybody got to get out of bed for those Thai people. Those Aussie people got to get away from their fucking, what they call idiot box, the game box. The game on today or what?
Yeah, Collingwood and Fremantle elimination final tonight.
Is it? Jack Dorrigan, there we go, another one of the culprits of the Bad Boys Club. Hey Jack, what time did you leave? I heard Zappa said that he went back to Redfern and it was still open at 4 a.m. and there were people in there. Was that you still in there, was it? Wouldn't surprise me. Footy is on. Okay, fair enough. Get things rock and rolling. David SK, good afternoon, boys. David from Melbourne, how you doing? I heard a rumour in your parts soonish.
Yeah, we're heading down in your direction soon, Mark.
Well, Pattaya direction.
Yeah.
So we arrive, we'll be doing the live stream next Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We'll already be packed. As soon as the live stream's finished, we shut down, jump in the car, I go and pick Todd up, and then we make our way. So we should be there around about 2ish, or thereabouts, which is check-in time for the hotels. So that's... No, left her about at 1:30. Okay, fair enough. So it wasn't you that he bumped into. So we arrive probably 2ish sometime that, and then we leave. I think that's the same. What time they check out? 10 a.m., 11 a.m. on the hotels on the Tuesday.
11 a.m.
Yeah. So keep and do the drive back on Tuesday.
Yep. And
try to drink minimally so we can actually enjoy the 4 days. I don't want to be nursing her. You don't want to go down there and tie one on first night and then spend 2 days in bed nursing a hangover. That's sort of waste. That's a waste of a Pattaya trip, that is. So we went out last night and I was practicing drinking Coke last night. Maybe with a splash of Kahlua in it, but that's just for a bit
of... I thought a hangover would be the mark of a Pattaya trip, well, it wasn't.
Well, I don't know. Sort of maybe all the single blokes might not be the mark of a Pattaya trip, but for us, we're going to be talking about that this morning. So I'm just waiting for people to turn up. Yes, we got a juicy one to not probably as juicy, but some guidance in their first article. But anyway, we'll get there. Kimbo, excuse me. I left them you go anywhere after Korean barbecue? No, it was too wet. It was pouring with rain. We thought about going and plugging in somewhere, but just the water was just not conducive to having a good time after having such a good meal. Good morning, Robert Mack. How you doing? But yeah, that barbecue was quite... I've never had Korean barbecue before. Not that it's much different, I would have thought, than Mookata, but in Mookata you've got to cook it yourself. I was quite thankful that she'd come and cook it for, cook it and cut it in little bite-sized pieces. I thought it was cute. Okay, arrived 22. What, you're arriving 22 back into, Pattaya? So we just miss you. Is that what you're telling us? Don't worry, got 23rd. You got to come to Bangkok on the 23rd, Mark. It's Susie's birthday. We're having a big shindig at the Down Under Bar. It'll be standing room only, I'm pretty sure. We booked the 2 rooms in Susie's place, so you can't stay there. And Chanya's coming too, so there you go. Should be a video in that one. Maybe a live stream too, you never know.
We haven't done a live stream for a while from Susie's.
Well, as I said, next week we're doing a live stream from here. The following week, because we'll be staying overnight at Susie's, we'll do our Saturday morning live stream on Friday night. And we won't be doing his live stream on Saturday morning, whatever date that would be there. What's the date Saturday morning? It's the 24th, yeah. Well, got to do the maths, like 23 plus 1 is 24. You know how it works. We also got Tommy J. People just rocking in, ready to have the juicy conversation. They will stay soy 23, okay. Soy 23. What's synonymous about soy 23? That's where
No.
Cowboy is. Yeah, okay. Let's not say more than that. Too close. Thomas Ogden! Get your ass. Oh, there he is in here. Get your ass in here. Thomas has been AFK, or was it AWOL, because he took up the option about a year ago to take care of his 93-year-old. She's probably 94 now, isn't that right, Goggy? When was her birthday? But yeah, so he now looks after his mum in another Muban or village in where is it now he stays? It's still in Arizona somewhere, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, but he looks after his mum, right? So, and now mum likes to play bingo and things like that, and of course he's such a good lad, taking care of his mum. He goes and plays bingo with her, takes care of her every want and need, and so he doesn't get so much gaming done these days, the poor lad. 95 in December. She's got what a good innings. She's almost up to the Queen's legacy there. Condolences for all those British monarchists. Passing of your supreme leader. Robert goes, hello mate, yes, okay. Anyway, let's move right along. Arizona, Florence, yes, okay. Okay. Oh good, let's move along with the stories, otherwise we'll run out of time. Here we go! So we're going to Pattaya next week. 9 ways you'll get caught cheating in Bangkok. That's why we go to Pattaya. Is that right? Anyway, not every man who lives in Bangkok strays, but at some point in their life, most men do. That's most men do. I'm still a good boy. I might buy them drinks and let them sit on my lap, but that's about as far as it goes. Denying it is commonplace, with many claiming to be faithful. And here's me saying those things, almost like agreeing with that comment. Yeah. Denying is almost commonplace with claiming to be faithful to their partners. My ass, and the more do it, and the more you do it, the more chance you'll get caught. And that's a given. There are 9 ways you'll get caught cheating in Bangkok that you might not have considered. So we're going to do this one. We all happy to read this?
I got no problems.
Okay. And number 1, sightseeing. Bangkok is big, but not that big. You think a city of 12 million would be a great place to avoid anyone who might know you on the night out, with your bit on the side by going down some far-flung alley, but Bangkok has eyes everywhere. It's not about who sees. It's not about who you see, but who sees you. And this is all like, especially when you're somebody like me, and Todd's now being singled out. We were at a bar last week, and an Indian come up. He says, "Oh, you make those Bangkok Insider videos," and he shook his hand. And he turns around, he looks at Todd. He says, "Hello, I know you. You're Todd." So, total unknowns walking up to Todd now, and he doesn't even have a channel, because he's associated with. You never know who's watching. That's what we're getting at. And if you're a vlogger, they're always watching. It's just. If you wanted to stray, don't be a vlogger, because people know you. That's it. Okay. Number 2. We've got no comments on that one. We're just still thinking about that one. Number 2. A road accident. Rare but possible. Suddenly you're in hospital at 2 a.m. because speeding Somtray ran a red light, smacked a passing pickup, how are you going to explain you were going what you were doing in the middle of the night after you said you were tired and you were leaving at 10:45 p.m. As they say, accidents do happen. Yeah, so you've got to being up the top and up front is the best way to be. Telling little white lies is not good for you. I refuse to think. Have to do that all day long. Was it Robert Mack? Was it Robert Groves? Thanks, Todd. Still getting over it. Can't speak. Only clear soup for now. Yeah, I know. It's 15 kilos. Well, that's the top positive side. I've actually, in 8 weeks, I've lost now. Wait, let me just go and quickly do a weigh-in. I haven't done a weigh-in this morning. Hold on.
Well, I hope the side effects dissipate very soon, Mayor Groves. Thoughts are with you, mate, so hang in there, buddy. We'll uphill now, mate. So
80.5. That's nearly 9 kilos. Yeah, okay. So 15 kilos, that's a positive thing. Just, I wouldn't want the pain though. The pain does sound quite
massive side effects that Rosy's dealing with, so hopefully they dissipate soon. So we'll get down in your neck of the woods as soon as we can, Mayor Groves.
Thomas sort of said he's Oggy said he's lost 5 kilos in the last 3 months. What are you doing to win that one, Oggy?
Microphone,
Oggy. Your microphone. Hit your microphone.
There we go.
There we go.
Hit the button.
I'm going to do the Marcel Marceau thing. There,
Yeah, no, I just went to the doctors yesterday and they told me I was 11 pounds lighter. So I was like, cool.
And you've done nothing about that? You're just less eating.
My blood pressure was down 13 points. I was down under the high finally and lost 4 pounds.
That's positive.
Yeah, no, it was a really good visit yesterday.
Anyway, moving along. Okay, a message. Chat apps are your enemy. You exchanged numbers or added her line by a big mistake that you're likely to come back to bite you and bite you on the bum. You can't guard your mobile 24/7, not to mention all that sneaking around and suspicious behaviour. When it beeps, it is going to set off alarm bells in your little lady's head. Hiding notifications or muting your chats is a feeble attempt at covering up your sordid sexts. It might work for a short term, but after a few weeks fooling around, and the hammer will fall either on your head or on your handset, and if you are unlucky, maybe both. But they do. The girls will pick up your phone for the most innocent reasons. The next thing they do, they're just checking your messages. Chanya still does it. I don't care. I got nothing to hide. But yeah, you get the idea. What's the next one? Yeah, perfume and lipstick. Old but obvious. What's that mark on your... I didn't think about it this way. What's that mark on your jeans, darling? Where? Right next to your dick. that I'm about to cut off if I think it's what I think it is. So he's got lipstick on his crutch. Hungover after a night drunken antics with that floozy down the dark depths of Soy 22. You forgot all about the joking around and sticking your head down where pretending she was blowing you. It's all in good fun at the time, but she left her mark. A smudge of lipstick that your bleary eyes never noticed through your drunken haze, but your better half, she'll know that in the morning when she comes into the washing. Oh my God! Malcolm K, g'day, how you doing? Just don't do the silly games like that we do, when you're pretending that they're going to blow you off. You never know what sort of lipstick they're wearing. Okay, condoms. It's not so much, practice safe sex is a good thing, yeah. 2 angry scorn Thai women 100 times worse than 1 angry... that's so true. Okay. Safe sex can be unsafe too. Booze and had decisions Booze and bad decisions go hand in hand, and a quickie with a lady in the night might seem sensible at the time because you popped into 7-Eleven and bought a box of condoms, stuffing one you didn't use in your wallet for another time. Those bad decisions start to add up. When your woman wants to borrow 100 baht and your drunken ass is still in bed and she's not going to wake you up, she said, yeah, there we go. Don't worry, she does. She goes and grabs my wallet if she's got to pay, wants 100 baht to go and buy some somtam. She'll go and grab my wallet if she's got no money in her purse. Yep, I don't carry condoms in my purse either. I don't have a purse. There you go. A clean condo. If it doesn't stink, if it doesn't stick, if it doesn't stink, it stinks. Okay, right, yeah. If it doesn't stink, it stinks. Okay. After hosting a few harlots, you decide to change the bedding before your babe comes back. Then you notice a few unusual marks in the bathroom sink. Next thing you know, you're mopping the floor. Final run around, blah, 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 blah. As soon as your missus sees the place all shiny, and she's going to think there's something wrong because you never clean the house. It's so obvious. Anyway. Next one, a jealous ex. This is the one you've got to be most careful of. Beware of bunny boilers. I had to actually look up bunny boilers because I haven't actually learned the term before. It was in Urban Dictionary. Where is it? A bunny boiler is a clingy, possessive, overbearing psycho bitch of a girlfriend. So they think of Fatal Attraction. Beware of the bunny. Beware of the bunny boilers. A Friday night fumble with your ex bumping into her at W District. No, I don't even know where W District is, but I'm sure it's a place in Bangkok somewhere. On a night out with the boys, it was fun at the time, but despite her repeatedly telling she doesn't want you back, doesn't mean she's happy with you for getting on with your life. No. If she hasn't found Mr. Right yet, then why should you be allowed to move on? And this is what happens in Thailand so much. Fatal Attraction, yes. Keep it in your pants, guys. Unusual spending habits. It all adds up. You know how much you've got. So does she. Even a secret stash you've got somewhere, all mentally logged in her, blah blah blah. They count the pennies. They really do. You just got to be careful of that stuff. And of course, the classic one, which is a single stray hair of the wrong colour. They're the ones that'll catch you out. Yes. Oh, you're nodding as if you know that one. Is that right, Doggy? Why, tell us.
I'm not saying anything. What happens in Vegas needs to stay in Vegas.
Oh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, does it? Oh my God, seriously. Okay.
When you come back from Vegas and your wife unpacks your stuff and you were on a business trip, you don't want there to be anything stray in your luggage.
They're good advice, guys. Good advice. Okay. That was the first. I thought that was quite interesting. What do you guys think?
I'm single.
Right, not worried about you. Was it Malcolm K? That's not a condom, dear. It's a sleeping bag for my pet mouse. You can try that one. That all sounds like too much work. Better remain single than trying to play around with him if you're married. No. People think, why aren't we playing up? Because the fact that seriously, it's just not worth it. We want to live in Thailand. We don't want to die in Thailand early. Should be up in 5 o'clock in the morning, feeding the ducks, those nice big thick juicy worms. Anyway, moving right along. This article I thought came to my attention simply because of the fact that you'd never have it happen anywhere else, and if you did have it happen anywhere else, you'd be up for manslaughter. No question whatsoever. Unfortunately, the article is written in Thai. I found a link to it, and I've got the translator ready to go. Yeah, so I do read Thai articles from time to time. Right, so Destiny thief climbs into hotel, robbery, missed electrical wire kick, was electrocuted to death. Right, so basically this is the way the translator works. But basically a thief decides to shimmy up the outside of a wall, and this hotel, as the article goes into it, talks about the fact that they've had recent burglaries, people coming in through the windows. So they've strung up electrical wires, 240 volt of them, around the planter boxes and outside windows on their condo. And this little thief shimmies up, and guess what? That's it, the story. Only in Thailand. Right, hotels, from what I understand, there's been no charges laid to anybody. The thief is dead. It's what we get back. Now, we talked about this all the time, and I think this is probably good to time out. Thailand is a place where it's all about personal responsibility, right? If you do the wrong thing, right, especially climbing up the outside of a building you don't own or are required to be at, well, that's your responsibility, and you're quite free to do that. But, the hotel owner, he just puts some wires out and, and it's got plugged into 240 volt. Not his problem that you happen to walk into it 10 feet off the ground. Why should he have to worry about that? Personal responsibility. The hotel owner's not getting charged. But that's what happens here in Thailand. Don't climb up the outside of buildings because you might get electrocuted. CJ Troubadour, I haven't heard this name for quite some time. Good morning, show. Happiness is being single in Thailand late last night. Good on you, CJ. CG. Yeah, okay. So, what do people think about this whole personal responsibility fucking thing? I don't know. It's just, is it something that worries us? Personally, I don't know. I won't catch me climbing.
Responsible for your own actions, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Minister responsibility is something that I get annoyed with every day. If you do something, you do it right, awesome. If you do something, you do it wrong, take responsibility.
Last Wednesday we were coming home, and of course it's raining, right? It was actually raining quite hard. We're in the car. We did a U-turn underneath a flyover, and we talk about, you find these motorcycle riders always like everywhere you go, contraflow. So they're riding against the traffic in one or two lanes, and you're at you. In this case here, we've got traffic coming in off the main road, 2 lanes, plus the U-turn, so it's 3 lanes converging into one. And this, I've got to go through my dash cam footage and find the clip. It's this guy, no joke, he's contraflow right from where it's 1 lane, and he's weaving through 3 lanes of traffic to go around underneath the U-turn flyover the wrong way. Not only is contraflow into a Y intersection where all the traffic's God. Amazing. Only in Thailand. But this is life. You got to get used to it. We don't need Thailand turning into America as a land of litigation. Yes, exactly right, Malcolm. Because there's always someone else to blame. Yeah, exactly. Okay, moving right along. Yeah, so I just thought it was an interesting article, just showing you that he had 2,600 baht cash in his pocket. They had a bit of trouble getting him off the 10 meters above the ground, so they get a little cherry picker or something to help him out. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. We caught this one yesterday. Last live stream was just after we're closing up. We caught this article, and thought, let's just do this one. I thought this is again so Thai. Hotel closed, found looted, loss put at 70 million baht. Now, this was a hotel that, let me read the article. Suratani, 6 people have been arrested after a closed and locked hotel was found looted, stripped bare of everything of value to the tune of 70 million baht. When you start to look at it, like they've taken sockets and frames off it's completely ripped out. Like, seriously. Oh, they've left a bit of glass there. Wasn't that glass worth something? It was just too much glass, couldn't carry it out. Yes, it was in Koh Samui, on Koh Samui. Police colonel, chief the Boer police station said on Tuesday that the Chang Blue Lagoon, the Teak Wing Hotel near Chawang Beach I can't say these names, was found to have been cleaned out. The owner of the 400 million baht hotel with 348 rooms had closed and locked the property when the C-19 pandemic struck. The contract with the first developer and tenant had expired 2 years ago. The hotel was inside a compound on private property and could not be seen from the outside. Therefore, looting was not discovered until long after it had happened. Thieves took all they could remove from the hotel. This included elevators. This included elevators. They took the elevators. You know, it's not like this is not kleptomania. They brought in trucks and clean this thing out. Yeah. Elevators, toilets, showers, shower heaters, curtains, wiring, power outlets, air conditioners, pumps, windows, doors, tables, chairs, beds, lamps. All that remains was empty building structure. The missing goods were valued around 70 million baht. The 6 suspects had been arrested and police were hunting others also believed to be involved. Yeah, I'm sure they'll grasp them all. Suratani police sort of constable, like police colonel, constable or general, said the suspects were all local people, so it wasn't foreigners involved. So it'll get under the rug, you know how it goes. Investigators have not found any connection with any outside criminal gang. This is just, perfect opportunity to, get your power outlets. Police were checking other hotels on the island that had been locked and deserted to find out if others had been looted, he said. Yeah. Seriously, it's complete everything. Oh, they left the railings on the walls here. I would have taken the railings. That's steel. Steel's a good price, second-hand steel now, isn't it?
Did you get a chance to come back for it?
Yeah, maybe somebody got in the way. You never know. Okay, Robert Groves. Thai criminals don't do anything by halves. It looks like it, exactly. Okay, on a bit more of a serious note. This might concern a few people if they watch the financials in the game that plays out here in Thailand. Thai reserves are quickly depleting. The Thailand International Reserve made headlines in July, mid-July, when they fell US 3.3 billion in a single week. So the headline was that the reserves were the lowest in 3 years. Authorities explained lamely that receding international reserves stemmed from increasing stockpiling of imported oil ahead of winter, as if Thailand is a land of snow. Yeah. So there's something fishy going on there. And hoped that the boom in tourism income would later shore up the reserves. Unfortunately, Thailand international reserves are now even lower. As of end of August, international reserves have declined a further 2.5 billion. The quickly depleting reserves raised concerns about the country's economic stability. This article will explore the causes and consequences. Now, this is an opinion piece. It's not coming from the people who actually control the money, but it's a reflection on somebody's thoughts. And again, I'm quite on board with some of the thought processes as well. The author's personal concern is the way the Bank of Thailand is handling the reserve issue, partly its impact on domestic liquidity. There is no need to panic yet. Thailand's international reserves as of August 26 are still at 216 billion. Okay, so there was a price. This morning I was just reading through. I'm sure that they told us how much their reserves were. Right, the country was 60. We got 65 million people here in Thailand. It is how much bigger than Norway? 15, 20 times bigger than Norway? Was it? Yeah. Norway's international reserves is 1.1 trillion. We got, they got 5 million people in Norway. We got 65 million people here, and 10 times the landmass, and we're a food provider for the world. and we've only got 216 billion in reserves. That's a worry. Or 15th in the world. At this level, reserves are enough to cover 7.9 months of imports, which exceed the IMF's recommended levels of 6 months coverage. Moreover, reserves are also higher than Thailand's total external debt of 200 billion. So we're not in the red, but therefore, the issue of the country's insolvency, like Sri Lanka, does not arise. However, the point of concern is the rate of depletion of international reserves. Just a year ago, in September 21, the level of reserves stood at a peak of 252 billion, meaning that 36 billion was drained in 11 months. Don't forget there's money's coming in and going out all the time. So when you start to see, please do not argue that the subsequent reserve depletion is a result of lack of tourism income. The year 2021 was the worst year of Thai tourism industry. Only 15,000 foreign tourists visited Thailand in September. A lot of conversation going on there. Morning, expat Paul. Sorry I didn't make last night. Well, had a good night. We had, I think, 15 people turn up. So it was a good night. Thailand has just over 70 million people. Norway has, I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Mind you, Norway also has with gas. They have natural gas. They supply 25% of the natural gas supplies to Europe, as far as I know, or 20% or something. Like I was reading this morning. Can't remember the numbers. But anyway. In July 2020, the number of foreign tourists bounced back to 1.12 million, but instead of tourism money helping to fill Thailand's coffers, international reserves were depleted by a further 1.9 billion in the month of July. Authorities blamed higher imported oil costs as the key culprit, but the data shows otherwise. Fuel imports in July were actually 815 million, less than June's imports because of lower world oil prices and weaker domestic demand. The real culprit is less export revenue, 2.924 billion less to be exact. Import revenue in July was 11% less than in July. That's because nobody can buy anything. They're all broke. This is the fact that no Thai authority wants to mention the world economy, particularly China's economy, slowing down. So the whole world is entering a recessional period with high inflation. So the world is about ready to go to war. I was reading last week that US were doing ICBM tests. When was the last time US was doing ICBM tests? Not for quite some time. Why would they just suddenly start doing ICBM tests now? No conspiracy here, just weird things that you see the world doing. China is one of our largest trading partners. China's 2022 second quarter GDP growth was 0.4% year on year, and a 2.6% contraction quarter on quarter. This is far lower than their actual than the usual 6 to 7% growth. Recent lockdowns in Chengdu and Shenzhen are likely to make their economic situations worse. Another key culprit of the reserve depletion is capital outflows. From the beginning of the year to the end of July, 26 billion in reserves was lost. According to the balance of payments data, only 10 billion of international reserve depletion from the regular economic activities. Another 16 billion of reserve depletion can be assumed to come from capital outflows as investors seek better investment yields and less economic risk. So people are, like the investors are pulling their money out. That's what's going on. They're seeing the writing on the wall as well. At present, the Thai 5-year government bond yields 2.1% as opposed to the US 5-year government bond yields at 3.4%. And Indonesia's 5-year government bond yield of 6.75%. If you're a smart investor, where would you put your money? Exactly. The 1.9 billion reserve depletion in July is nothing compared to the 4 billion depletion in August. Although international reserves data updated to the end of August, the monthly data for August on exports, imports and balance of payments will not be available till the end of September. Therefore, I'm unable to analyse the cause of this massive depletion. in the country's insolvency, it is not something to be concerned about. What is concerning is the current reserves depletion. For a start, it's a currency depreciation. For a start, it is currency depreciation. In July, Thai baht depreciated 3.6%, but things turned around in August despite more outflows. The currency manipulation bounced back by August 26th. The Thai baht appreciated 2.5% compared to July. When was that coming in? Somebody got this? Now this is unnatural against economic theory. Yeah, that's blatant manipulation of market. But Thailand's been accused of that before, but they always seem to skirt around the issue. This is unnatural and against economic theory. I can only guess the Bank of Thailand might have intervened heavily in the exchange market. No doubt. Prices. Anyway, so in short, what was this inclusion? Mr. Spau's speech less important on the meter. Some China government policy. He said domestic inflation will become broad-based early next year, after which Thailand will see real inflation, high inflation at home, purchasing power parity theory, coupled with low domestic interest rate parity theory can only mean one thing: a non-stop outflow of capital. How bad the situation will be will depend on the bank's management ability. What else can I say? Yeah, so things are looking a little bit sketchy here in Thailand. I would sort of the only advice I can give is make sure you keep your money offshore and only bring in what you need at the moment, because if push comes to shove and we get an inflation spike and they start printing money like they did in the 90s, and that trying to get the money back out of this country might be a bit of a worry. Might not be only worth half as what it was worth. So only bring in what you need. I think that's really for Jerry, because I think Jerry was saying he was thinking of bringing in a swag for next year. But anyway. What have we got? A little piece here. COVID to be downgraded from October 1. The government is ready to announce the downgrade of COVID from the dangerous communicable disease to one that is communicable under surveillance from October 1. Yes, the number of patients who need oxygen supplies dropped to 300 as of Wednesday, while most fatalities involved the underlying health conditions. Mr. Anderson said the government is still covering the expenses of patients who have mild and severe symptoms. Hospitals are prepared to receive those with vulnerable groups. Yes. I'd like to emphasise that those who have not yet received booster shots should do so to alleviate the severity of the symptoms. I should be going to get a booster. It's been 6 months since I've had my last. How vaccines are in Thailand are available. They're now available for people in all age groups. Yes, and they're all free, which is pretty cool, as long as you go to the right hospital. So I think if you go to a private hospital, you still, I think Moderna you still have to pay for, because Moderna's not on the list. But anyway, moving right along. Just a little bit other. Expat Paul, hold on a sec. What do you say? Anything planned for next Friday? Well, no. We're Saturday live stream, and then we're driving to Pattaya. How's that? Todd will be in. He's got classes. He'll be there, from 1 till 3. What he's doing around there, but I'm not going in. Saving all my money for Pattaya. Anyway, moving right along. Bangkok, Royal Thai Police have reminded motorists, there's a piece here and a piece that I'll talk about after this. Right. Royal Thai Police have reminded motorists, drivers to abide by the changes in the traffic law effective Monday, September the 5th. People are urged to familiarise themselves with the 13 amendments to the Land Traffic Act, which imposes harsher traffic penalties. New penalties under amendment are as follows. Right, so basically everything's going to cost more if you don't follow the road rules. A fine of up to 4,000 baht for speeding, running red lights, or failure to stop at zebra crossings. Yeah, that requires. A fine of 2,000 baht for driving against the traffic, not wearing a helmet or seatbelt. A 1 year in prison and or fine of 5,000 to 20,000 baht for driving without regard to safety of others. 208. I don't know the number. Go away. I don't make phone calls. Stop calling me. If you want to talk to me, it's got to be Discord. Anyway, up to 1 year in prison. Yeah, okay, that could be anything. Up to 1 year in prison and or fine ranging from 5 to 20,000 for the first offence. Drunk driving, repeated drunk driving violence were 2 years for the first incident. 2 years of the first incident will result in up to 2 years. Don't drink drive. Motorists who gather to race illegal, modify their vehicles or participate in suspicious activities will face up to 3 months in prison and or fines of 5,000 or 10,000 baht. Shops that illegally modify vehicles also face 2/3 penalty of that same fine, I assume. Race organisers and advertisers face up to 6 months in prison and or fine of 10 to 20,000 baht. No racing. Okay. Amendments also require drivers and passengers of vehicles to have safety belts installed, such as personal cars and vans and safety belts and blah blah blah. Pickup truck drivers and front seat passengers must wear belts, while the truck bed can only carry a limited number of passengers. Safety belt violations may result in a fine of 2,000 baht. We're also expected to finish reviewing the numbers of passengers for the truck bed and additional regulations to ensure transport safety on December 4. Okay, there was an amendment came out 24 hours later. These new fines, you're going to get a warning. You get the current fine for these offences, and the new fines don't actually come in till December as well. There was an amendment that was made after that announcement. So, yeah, okay. So, don't be bad on the roads. Okay, there we go. Yeah, right, they have all the traffic rules, but never get a... Exactly! What happens? We need to get them enforced. You need to have actually people doing things about the problem. There will be a massive reduction in road deaths in Thailand as all Thai motorbike riders will wear helmets in the future. Yes! We know! What was it? We were riding home last night in a taxi. He's in thongs, no helmet. Still had his mask on at 11 o'clock at night in the rain. It was torrential. He had his mask on, no helmet, thongs on a scooter. Yeah, and we wonder why we have problems with the roads here. And anyway, a little bit more, okay, we've got a serious side and a bit of comedy to this one for the last two pieces. Time for a flood remedy. We've had a bit of water here in Bangkok. I saw Niles jumped and joined the there. Niall, how you doing? Hope that we will return. Yeah, hope that you're well, man. Okay, hope you're well, man. It's a road to. I got a speeding fine last week, 130 and 90 cents. That's a normal price here, wasn't it? That's interesting. You actually got a fine. Yeah, okay. I tend to not to really exceed the speed limit too much. Yeah, anyway, I just drive with the flow of the traffic. They're doing it, I'm doing the same, Fears of okay, we've had some water. Let's get back to the Thai flood recovery. Okay. Fears of a repetition of 2011 epic flood will haunt city residents in the coming days as heavy rains lead to massive floods in the northern parts of the capital and adjacent areas. While the current conditions do not match the 2011 huge proportions, the reaction of City Hall does not inspire much hope. The BMA, regardless of who is elected and appointed governor, has reacted to the flooding in the same manner as it did in past years. But it needs to be said that Bangkok governor has made preparations, having clogged sewers drained, removed debris from canals, laying sandbag walls along flood risk areas and making sure that the water draining system worked properly, yet it is not the time to appraise the Bangkok government's performance, as the problems are larger than one individual. The problem stems from an imbalanced ecology in the city, mostly a lack of natural flood catchment spaces, locally called Kemling or monkey cheeks, to help drain floodwater as it is as in the past. There you go, some interesting words we learned. Monkey cheeks and kem ling. Oh, called kem ling, okay. So ling is monkey. Kem is cheeks. Did you learn that word yesterday in your buddy parts?
No,
Kem.
I didn't know chinks. I know hua, jamuk, but
Oh,
not chicks.
sorry, you
But
don't speak Thai. Remember, you don't speak Thai. Like me, you don't speak Thai.
My put pasatak up.
He was doing buddy parts yesterday at class. Okay. I'm butt learn. My butt learn's always butt learn.
Lay, lung.
You sneak up behind the girl and sort of kiss her on the cheek. Oh, katok butt learn. My lip slipped.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't speak Thai. What Thai might I?
My put pasatak up.
I've got people confused now. Does he or doesn't he speak Thai? The BMA central government invested money in technology, water tunnels, water pumps, floodgates, data technology in dealing with these flooding. Of course, technology and concrete infrastructure are vital to flood control. And direct flows of the flood situation this week again proved measures have been insufficient. Look at the words. Yeah, so this goes on to the fact that they're all care, no responsibility. At least this idea has been right. Flood experts such as disaster have proposed to invest more in finding small vacant land clusters of as natural catchment. Needless to say, this proposal not very popular with the government. Government giving up their land to make lakes. No, it's not going to work. At least this idea has become popular in the Netherlands. And again, I still don't know why they don't do the Holland thing. Right? What we really need, we need another 1.5 to 2 metre raising of Bangkok against the sea level. Now that could be achieved fairly effectively by a wall, across the gap. Just lower the levels by a metre, and then we've solved the problem. Water goes downhill, and then pump it out to the sea, and then maybe even put some turbines on the rising and falling, and make power. Yeah, that's all right. People don't think ahead. Anyway. The comical side is the fact that not everybody thinks the water's a problem. Pro wakeboarder serves Bangkok floods. God. There we go. The flooded Bangkok became a playground for the world-renowned pro wake skater and wakeboarder Daniel Grant, who showed off his skills in the submerged streets of the outside Bangkok University last night. Gnarly, man! Gnarly! I haven't used that word for fucking ages. The Bangkok-born 24-year-old half-Thai Western water sports champion made flying through the floods on his wake skate board look easy, and even landed kick flips in the ankle-deep water. Wake skating is like wakeboarding in nothing, as touching in. Don't know what's going on with their spelling there. You, due to the board, make it even more impressive. Last night, Daniel Grant posted a video on his Instagram account. Like, I won't go and do that because it's probably copyright. But yeah, he was, not everybody sort of sees the water being a problem here in Thailand. Netizens loved that. It's gnarly, sick, gnarly, epic, man. Yep. Some people even are worried of Daniel's safety. You're right. All care, no responsibility. You shouldn't do this. It's very dangerous, said the man.
It's like crossing Sukhumvit at midnight.
Yeah, we do that. We do that every Friday, crossing Sukhumvit at midnight. Yeah. Anyway, that's the articles for the day. I think we're sort of getting a good. I'm getting enough articles to carry us through. What have we got? 10 minutes left to go. Now we can do the last 10 minutes and wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Passport.
Passport.
Finally got my passport.
Yep. Of course, there was no excuses why. They had no answers to why it was in the embassy for 3 weeks without telling him. They gave an excuse.
No. I haven't haven't done the email. I did promise I'd send them an email.
Yeah.
I'll get to that across the weekend. And but I had to go into the embassy to check off something else, and I spoke to the lovely girl. I mean, the staff were fantastic when I went in, and she asked me, "Can I see your passport?" I said no, and she gave me a really funny look, and I said, "You can see what's left of my passport. I'm still waiting for my replacement passport. It's now been 3 months." And she goes, "Oh, okay. Delays are happening all around the world, which they are. Give me the paperwork that you need to sign off today, and I'll get the people organised and get back to you, and we'll get you organised." About 10 minutes later, she came back and said, "I found your passport." It's like, really? I'm happy, but not happy at the same time. Yeah, so got my passport sorted, then went to Nakhon Pantong Immigration, and again, awesome work from the immigration crew there. In there for a total of 15 minutes, and had all my stamps transferred from my old passport into my new passport, which included a brand new 90-day check-in and a breakdown of what's required when I renew the visa. So that was a total of 15 minutes, and I'm sitting there, get a tap on the shoulder, and it's Chanya. Wazza's there as well.
Yep.
Getting his renewal, which took him all of 25 minutes or something.
Well, no, it took 15 minutes for the paperwork to be checked off. Then it took him an extra 30 minutes to actually review the policy for the health insurance.
Yeah.
Because I did that 2 weeks ago, because I went in there 2 weeks ago to get it verified that this policy complied with the immigration laws. Took 30 minutes with the phone calls that they were making to their head office, and they come back and said, "This is all good. There is a problem. The actual policy doesn't state COVID-19, which is required from October 1, but as your renewal is on 21st of September, it doesn't apply, and you won't have to worry about that till next year." Okay, so that's all right. So we're good, but that took half an hour again. You know, they're not very good at doing the OA health insurance because they don't know what to look for. They've got to get some check off.
It's changed. Yeah, it's changed recently, so you can't hang it on them because, I mean, I don't know whether the information's filtered out. And yes, Mayor Groves, I did say renewal. It's an extension.
Renewal extension, yeah. Although we always have that argument. Muan yeah. Same, but different. We know what we mean.
So yeah, and then there'll be a video coming out. The bike's on the road.
Yeah, no, I've got that. Got that ready to go. Hold on a second. Let's overlay that. Not there. Oh, come on. Get the where'd the video go? I just had it clicked. Right. Get the right title bar. Yeah. So this is. It's good. It's all going to be like this. 19 minutes of us doing the booster plug. We put the radiator grill on. We put the number plates on. If I just scroll through this, pull the tank off. That's right, mate. There we go. Pull the tank off.
What we're doing.
It'll look better when I do. I'm only doing frame by frame here, so you'll have to wait for the video. That was before we had our haircut.
Yeah.
Right. Had to go in and get something. Okay, that's right. Cable ties.
Cable ties, yeah.
Yeah. So yep. Putting the booster plug in.
Was there any blood spilled in the making of
it?
Yeah.
Oh yes, the
bike's been christened.
First blood has been drawn, and I even nipped my feet. I nipped my finger on the thing that's holding the camera. As I collapsed the extension, it clipped, it nipped me, it bit me. So it actually bit me as well. That was the camera and not the bike. The bike bit him, the camera bit me. So there you go.
Jep more.
Yeah, so
play lesson for today.
So we got the tank on, all wired up. We got the put all the bits and pieces back on. And you notice it's not raining. As soon as we did that, it started raining. So that video will be out Monday, Tuesday. So keep an eye out for that one. So all good. And here we are. I told you if you were not an OA, you were going to leave the country and come back. Then your second year activated.
No, it's a bit the extension occurs at a time where I'm finishing up my schooling, and I've got my niece's birthday, which I want to try and attend, and it's all within a 7-day period. And I did try and do the checks and balances, but I still am confused about the re-entry back into Australia, whether I have to quarantine because I can't get the information from the health website in South Australia, and it's sort of like, okay, I'll get my extension, then I'll plan to go back and check on family, little bro, my mum and my niece and everything, and then I don't have to worry about sort of just having that extra year extension in there. I'll just get I'm pretty sure it's a renewal OA or it's a reissued OA. I don't know. You probably know better than me. I haven't.
I'd have to look.
Yet.
I'd have to look. We have to compare it because like it's handwritten now, isn't it? It's not the stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a stamp. It's not actually the sticker from the embassy. It's the immigration stamp. But they did change everything over. Like everything's the new passport now. So it's not an issue. And she did explain. And I'm trying to remember exactly what she said. I think it is an extension, a renewal, because I'm getting a brand new visa in there. So I'll stand corrected. I'll find out in 90 days what the requirement is, but and let everyone know. But
well, there will be a date of issue, and the date of issue would be the relevant to bouncing out and bouncing back in. You have to be sort of 5 days before the date of issue, but the date of arrival
was October, but I didn't come into the country until December.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to, I would have to leave the country
in October.
Before October.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of classes.
Everything else.
I'm really enjoying my lessons at the moment, and to sort of break that before the December end of the year finish would be problematic. Just personally, not problematic with immigration or the visa or the passport.
Just inconvenient.
Inconvenient.
Inconvenient is probably the best word. Yeah. Anyway, so well, let's wraps up another Saturday morning. You guys having a chat. We're all chatting together and doing our thing. The articles that caught my eye. Look, any time that sees anything that looks funny or worth talking about, there is a place on our Discord community. Let me just go to that mode and go to that mode again. What's going on? There is a place on our Discord community. If I bring the Discord over, I can't even do that because I've got it float on top, haven't I? Hold on. Yes, I can. You know, there's a little place up in here. This is where we put the articles so you can be prepared, right? And encourage people to drop things in, right? So we can talk about it next week, you know? Give me, you know, I'm always doing the homework. I'm getting better at it now. I've been slacking off, but now I'm getting back on track. Build this Saturday morning thing up properly. Stop mucking around with it. But yeah, anyway, so we have this place. Just come into the Discord, and that's our group there, not this one here. That's Jen's group. Okay. But yeah, drop any article links there, and take it from there. And we'll mention next week. What else can I say? Not much. It's time to get out of here. Make sure you get make sure you get re-entry permit. That's part of it. Okay, guys. We're over and done with. Another week. See you next week Saturday, and then look out for
See everyone next Saturday.
And then the live stream the following Friday, more than likely, will happen. Make sure I get all my gear ready for that one. God, it was crowded last night at Susie's, I tell you. And that was because the finals are on. So, you know, our group of 15 people, on top of the people who come to watch the game, you see it standing room only. But yeah, all good. Bye. Have a great weekend. Yes, you get well soon. Robert will give us another month or two, and hopefully we'll have you talking and we'll come and see you. We've got the bikes ready. Hey.
Yes.
Oh, he got wet too. He christened the bike. He got christened himself last night. Yeah, oh my God. So there you go. He's all ready. Closing screen. Get out of here. Bye for now. Peace out. We'll see you next time.
I want you to